Yeah, well, that's a part of our that's part of our bread and butter as an independent CAMO here to provide ARC recommendations for our clients. So basically, the ARC recommendation is an Airworthiness Review Certificate. Basically, with the aircraft, once it goes on an EASA register, it will get a non-expiring C of A, first of all, which is a new concept. The non-expiring C of A has to be validated by the ARC, basically. So when the aircraft comes on the register, you get a certificate of registration and you get a non-expiring C of A, but that doesn't allow you to fly at that point. Basically, the non-expiring C of A is the statement that the aircraft is in compliance with its type certificate. Basically, that's to begin with. But in order to operate the aircraft, then that C of A is validated with the ARC. So this is the main difference between EASA and other regulators. So if an aircraft comes on the register at some point, particularly for a transition aircraft, at some point we look for an export, possibly off the register again. At some point in the timeline, the authority will want to see the aircraft, either inbound or outgoing, but they do reserve the right to see the aircraft. And in fairness, most times the Irish Aviation Authority will do that. They will see the aircraft, usually at export. And what will happen in that case is, say we have a transfer of an aircraft within EASA. What will happen, say the aircraft is on the Lithuanian register, the Latvia register, and it transfers onto the Irish register, and the ARC has some time left on the ARC. For example, the ARC hasn't expired, so there's a live ARC in it. What will happen is, when the registration change happens, they will use the existing ARC, and the old registration will be crossed out and the new registration will be handwritten onto the ARC. So that's the EASA transfer. But we do a transfer, we do a 901 recommendation for that, and then the ARC transfers to the new register. We cover operating aircraft. We have a contract with an airline here in Ireland to cover their ARC recommendations, and I must say it's a pleasure to do ARC recommendations on operating aircraft, because everything is bang up to date. You know, it's they're ready to go. It's the aircraft is in service. They need the aircraft back. There's no waiting around. It works like clockwork. You know, so we can. There's no difference really in the process, except that the product, if you like, is so much easier to do an operating aircraft. A transition aircraft is full of drama, you know, it's stuck someplace, it's just a drama queen, and that's it, you know, and it can take a long time, and there's so many parties involved, and, you know, there's so much at play, and there's politics, and there's hustling, and there's, you know, all that goes with it. So it's much easier for us to do an operating aircraft than to do a transition aircraft, for sure. But to be honest, the forms are exactly the same, the process is the same. You know, the one thing that I'm always fascinated with is that you meet great people in the industry. You know, I would safely say there's very few bad eggs in aviation. You know, there is the odd one here. Well, you meet great people in the industry. It's that's the one thing that surprised me most, I suppose, is no matter where you go, people are doing the same. You know, wherever you travel in the world, people are doing the same job. They're looking for the same results. They're the same commitment to the aircraft, the training. Well, yeah, I suppose the one thing I say about it is, as I say to my team, you know, that even though we're dealing with aircraft, you know, it's a people business as well, you know. Right. So, you know, no matter what business you're in, you're dealing with people all the time, and you know, to bear that in mind, you know, in all their dealings, whether it is people to people business, and the customers trust us to look after. You know, they don't. In some ways, it's not really AerAdvise, the company name, that they're giving the aircraft to us, you know, to Mike to look after, and I'm giving it to John, and John is giving it to Joe, and there's a kind of a personal investment in that sense, that it is a people to people business in that sense. You know, it's not giving it to a company to look after. So this, you know, Brett will look after me here. You know, if I need something, there's that personal commitment to the work that you do, and then Yeah, and that's, I suppose, part of the industry, isn't it? That people trust people. There's a trust in the industry that you will do the right thing and you will look after it.